Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my thoughts on the Bloodborne Tokyo Game Show trailer. As usual, it's Mike here, otherwise known as the Gadget Addicts, and as I did with the Gamescom trailer, I have taken apart this new piece of video that Sony have released, and we are going to have a little bit of a discussion around it. This time, actually, though, rather than taking screenshots from the video, I've actually just managed to get the video from Sony Press, so I have actually taken it apart, slowed some bits down, and we'll analyse as we go on. In fact, I've slowed some bits down a lot, so a 2-minute video has suddenly become about 5 minutes. But either way, I'm really excited about Bloodborne. This trailer has some new stuff in that we didn't know, or that we'd speculated on, but didn't really have any conclusive proof of. And I don't know, it's got some really useful stuff in it. It actually shows some of the multiplayer as well, which I'm really looking forward to eruditing my thoughts on. Anyway, let's get it started. So the trailer starts after you have the titles and it has Bloodborne and all that. It starts off. This is a slowed down shot of someone peering out over Yharnam. Now, I'm not sure what role this person plays. The robe looks rather ceremonial. They look like they're holding something like a weapon or a sword or a knife. But I'm not sure who they are. However, well, to be fair, from the next bit after the slowdown bit comes on and we get to the next scene, it could be the same person, I'm not really sure, but there's a bell chiming in the background in the audio, which I haven't included. And I'm going to freeze it here. Yes, this woman handling this bell. Now, in the last trailer, there was a voice that was from the Maiden in Black from Demon Souls. I think that's this woman. But anyway, as we go on, we descend down here and we see our main character appear. Or at least this player's player character. Now this is important here because look, he's getting up from a grave. This means we start dead. Well, to me anyway, this is how I believe to do it. We're starting dead because if you watch, I've slowed the video down here. He's getting up. He's not standing in a graveyard. He's getting up from a grave. That can only mean that we are starting this game dead. Although with weapons, because you can see he's still got his gun in his hand. Then it gets into the normal action. Slowed this down here. This looks like a massive boss. I don't want to fight it. Now, this is interesting. I thought this was in a church, because if you look, it looks like there's something being crucified there. I think this is a run-on from the Gamescom trailer, where the villagers were burning one of the Lycans. That looks like a Lycan's hand there, to me anyway. Here, I've slowed this down here so we can see a bit more of the monsters, a couple of the monsters that we're going to fight. There's two of them here with huge two-handed axes. And then we have this cloaked skeleton thing. And it looks like a skeleton. You can see his leg in the bottom right hand of the screen there. But we're about to get to the most important bit that I love. Oh yeah, there's a bit of combat here. Actually, yeah, I wanted to pick apart this combat. Because slow down. Look at this. He's two-handed hammer. And then, oh, there he goes. And he's pulled a sword out of the hilt of it. Out of the handle, he pulls a sword out, does a one-handed smash, puts the sword back in, and goes back to using a two-handed. I love the weapon conversion system in this game. It just looks amazing. And then obviously a massive two-handed whack down there. Here we go. Slow down of converting from a knife to a sword. I mean, what more could you want? We also have a bit of combat here with one of the Lycans. I'm not really sure what's going on with the character's cloak here, which is why I've slowed this down. I don't know if this is infection, if this is just what he's wearing, or what. But either way, more combat here, and this is the most important part. Looky here. Yes, two hunters. This is where we're going to see the two-player multiplayer coming into order. I expected it to look a lot like Dark Souls' multiplayer, but my god, it looks so much better. Watch this. 4 seconds of absolute genius. I've slowed it down, and I'm going to slow it down even further again. Just watch the two players roll in and out of each other. Here we go. So it starts off here. They're crossing each other across as one moves back and one moves to the side. The second player comes in there, fires his shotgun. As you'll see in a second. There we go. Fires the shotgun. The player character then, while the enemy is reeling, throws a firebomb or a Molotov cocktail. I forget what they're called in this game. Then, as the flame goes, the other players cross again. You can see how smooth that crossing action is, even at like 10 frames a second. They cross over each other. The shotgun goes again. The monster leaps forward. But they get in another couple of hits and cross each other one more time. Look at that. Crossing straight past each other. One rolls, one dashes to the side. it's magic the way that the human characters can interact in this way, and just you see a bit more of it here. So the two characters playing with each other rather, against this same monster. It's this harpy thing. Slowed it down once again. This one's a bit more fraught. It seems that the monster's having the upper hand here because he's becoming very dominant. It's the same monster. It's now standing up as opposed to being on all fours. And you, once this slowed down bit finishes, you get to see a full shot of it. And it looks like kind of like a demonic harpy. It's the best way I could kind of put it into my mind. There we go. Bloodborne, February the 6th, 2015. That's when we can get our hands on this game. That's when the hunt begins. Oh man, I'm so excited for this game. You have no idea. I don't know what this end scene means. I have no idea what this is doing. I need to think on that further. But yes, I am so excited for this game. I mean, you know that I love the Souls games. I've played them so much. I've played all 3 of them on my channel in some way, shape or form. But I'm just so excited for Bloodborne because it looks like it's taken this action RPG and it's taken it to a whole different world. It's taken it into something entirely different. Whereas Dark Souls and Demon Souls they were defensive games. You were always overwhelmed. You were encouraged to hold up your shield, wait for an opening, and attack. Whereas Bloodborne is encouraging you to be dominant. It's encouraging you to be incredibly aggressive and dominate your opponents. Hence why we see him when he was swinging the two-handed hammer around, he pulls the sword out of the button to get in a specific hit, one hit with it, to get that moveset right. Then he puts the sword back in and hits with two-handed. You also saw that when you had the 2 players bouncing in and out between each other, flanking the enemy effectively, because one was to the right, one was to the left, and they were using different attacks from different directions and really wailing down on it. It's going to be utterly immense. I can't wait. I mean, I've got complete faith in Miyazaki-san. After having played Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1, I know what he's capable of. The man is cruel, but he's brilliant with it, and I absolutely can't wait for this game. So I hope this has been a bit informative. I know it was a short trailer, and this kind of isn't as detailed as the last Bloodborne video, but we've learned some really cool things. We know for a fact now that your character starts dead. He is dead, or he's undead. We've seen a little bit of what the 2-player looks like and what the action is, and we've seen more of those brilliant weapon transformations. As more news comes out from Bloodborne, I will do more videos on it, especially if we get some nice, more juicy bits of information. But for now, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please do leave a like and subscribe and share this about, and we'll talk again soon. But for now, good night.